भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो 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 भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं
नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरये।
ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्।
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया।
नित्यं भागवत सेवया।
भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके
भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, Chapter 9, Verse 24. Sadeva Devo Bhagavan Pratikshataam
सदैव देवो भगवान् प्रतीक्षताम्।
Kalevaram Yavadidam Hinomyaham
कलेवरं यावत् इदं हिनोमि अहम्।
Prasannaha Sarunalochanoslasam
प्रसन्नाः सारुणलोचनो सन
Mukhambujodyanapathaschaturbucha
मुखाम्भुजो ध्यानपतश्चतुर्भुजा।
Sadeva Devo Bhagavan Pratikshataam
सदैव देवो भगवान् प्रतीक्षताम्।
Kalevaram Yavadidam Hinomyaham
कलेवरं यावत् इदं हिनोमि अहम्।
Prasannaha Sarunalochanollasan
प्रसन्नाः सारुणलोचनो सन्
Mukhambujodyanapathaschaturbucha
मुखाम्भुजो ध्यानपतश्चतुर्भुजा।
सदैव देवो भगवान् प्रतीक्षितम्।
सदैव देवो भगवान् प्रतीक्षताम्।
कलेवरं यावत् हितं हिनोम्यहम्।
कलेवरं यावत् इदं हिनोमि अहम्।
प्रसन्नः सारुणलोचनलोलसम्
प्रसन्नः सारुणलोचनो लसन्
मुखाम्बुजोद्यानपतश्चतुर्भुजा
Mukhambujodyanapathaschaturbucha. Translation and purport by Divine Grace of Charnarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Synonyms: Sahi,
Sahi,
Deva Deva, the Supreme Lord of the Lords.
Deva Deva, the Supreme Lord of the Lords.
Okay. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead.
Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead.
Pratikshataam, make kindly wait.
Pratikshataam, may kindly wait.
Kalevaram, body.
Kalevaram, body.
Yavat, as long as.
Yavat, as long as.
Idam, this material body.
Idam, this material body.
Hinomi, may quit.
Hinomi, may quit.
Aham, I.
Aham, I.
Prasanna, cheerful.
Prasanna, cheerful.
Hasa, smiling.
Hasa, smiling.
Aruna Lochana, eyes red like the morning sun.
Aruna Lochana, eyes red like the morning sun.
Ullasat, beautifully decorated.
Ullasat, beautifully decorated.
Mukha Ambuja, the lotus flower of his face.
Mukha Ambuja, the lotus flower of his face.
Dhyana Patha, in the path of my meditation.
Dhyana Patha, in the path of my meditation.
Chatur Bhuja, the four-handed form of Narayana, the worshipable deity of Bhismadeva.
Chatur Bhuja, the four-handed form of Narayana, the worshipable deity of Bhismadeva.
Translation, please repeat after me. May my Lord, who is four-handed and whose beautifully decorated lotus face with eyes as red as the rising sun.
May my Lord, who is four-handed and whose beautifully decorated lotus face with eyes as red as the rising sun,
is smiling, kindly await me at that moment when I quit this material body.
is smiling, kindly await me at that moment when I quit this material body. Purport. Bhishmadeva knew well that Lord Krishna is the original Narayana. His worshipable deity was four-handed Narayana, but he knew that four-handed Narayana is a plenary expansion of Lord Krishna. Indirectly, he desired Lord Sri Krishna to manifest himself in his four-handed feature of Narayana. A Vaishnava is always humble in his behavior. Although it was 100% certain that Bhishmadeva was approaching Vaikuntha Dhama just after leaving his material body, still, as a humble Vaishnava, he desired to see the beautiful face of the Lord. For after quitting the present body, he might not be in a position to see the Lord anymore. A Vaishnava is not puffed up, although the Lord guarantees his pure devotee entrance into his abode. Here, Bhishmadeva says, as long as I do not quit this body, this means that the great general would quit the body by his own will. He was not being forced by the laws of nature. He was so powerful that he could stay in his body as long as he desired. He got this benediction from his father. He desired that the Lord stay before him in his four-handed Narayana feature so that he might concentrate upon him and thus be in trance in that meditation. Then his mind might be sanctified with thinking of the Lord. Thus, he did not mind wherever he might go. A pure devotee is never very anxious to go back to the kingdom of God. He entirely depends on the good will of the Lord. He is equally satisfied even if the Lord desires him to go to hell. The only desire that a pure devotee entertains is that he may always be in rapt attention with thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord. Regardless, Bhishmadeva wanted this much only, that his mind be absorbed in thinking of the Lord and that he pass away thus. That is the highest ambition of a pure devotee.
Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swami Iti Namini Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayane Gaurakatha Dhamadhaya Nagara Gramadharine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti namine namaste Saraswate deve Gauravani pracharine Nirvishesha sunyavadhe Paschatya desatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Gopala Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudanam Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langai Tegirim Atripatama Mande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. So wish you all a very, very blissful Damodar month, Kartik month, and Damodar Vrata, Damodar Ashtakam, and Damodar Leela, and Damodar Arati, and so on. Very, very auspicious month. We should spend maximum time in this month performing devotional service because the time is very favorable in this 1 month. Whatever you do devotionally, it will be manifested 100,000 times. You get the benefit. And if you're doing in Dham, it will be 100,000 times, and it will be in 1 kilometer of the Ganges in Mayapur, and it will be 100,000 into 100,000 times benefit. So this is a very, very auspicious, most auspicious month that has begun. So we must very seriously spend the time of this month maximum in performing devotional service, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, discoursing Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and so on. So here in the translation, Bhishma is telling that, oh, may my Lord, so if he so desire, that means always when we pray, we must pray that if you so desire, Krishna, so please give me intelligence to serve you nicely if you so desire, like that. May my Lord, who is 400 and whose beautifully decorated lotus face with eyes as red as the rising sun is smiling, kindly await me at that moment when I quit this material body. So this is a beauty of the devotee, that they never say I die. Prabhupada said, I will never die. When a press reporter asks that after you die, what will happen? Similarly, Bhishma also never dies. He quit his material body. So he is different from his material body and is full consciousness of that. So he is telling that when I quit this material body, at that moment, let me focus and meditate upon that Supreme Personality of God, whom every day I am worshipping in my house as a 400 form. So since he has been so much attached to his deity as worshipful Narayana, he is worshipping in his house. So he wants that form to be seen at the time of death, because he cannot forget that form as he has been worshipping every day in his life, every day. So that particular form, he would like Krishna. So he is indicating Krishna that I would like to see the form of the deity that I am actually worshipping. I know you are the Supreme Narayana. You are the Narayana of all other Narayanas. But I want to see that particular form. So please appear me with the 400 form. He is very, very beautifully, humbly requesting, though he is one of the spiritual authority. And spiritual authority, Mahajana. Mahajana means that one who knows Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the one without a second. That is called Mahajana. So just because he wanted to see the 400 form of Narayana here and may want to enter Vaikuntha or whatever he is, it does not necessarily mean that he doesn't know Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is an authority. He has already told to Yudhishthira Maharaj and all the Panchapandava that this particular person who is standing before you and moving around within your family as a messenger, as a friend, as a servitor, and all those things, he is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is one without a second. So Bhishma is quite aware of that, but he has been attached to his deity that he has been worshipping throughout his life. So he knew the 400 Narayana is a plenary expansion of Lord Krishna only, and indirectly he is indicating to Lord Krishna that he wants Krishna to manifest himself into the 400 feature of Narayana. So that is the most important point to understand here. And Bhishma, just like when Krishna becomes a charioteer driver of Arjuna, he remains the supreme personality of Godhead, as much as Bhishma, when he wants to see 400 form of Narayana at the time of quitting his body, he still remains the greatest authority, one of the Mahajana, who knows Krishna is the source of all Narayanas. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So this he knows very well. Nevertheless, that is not challenged. So, and Bhishma Deva or any pure devotee for that reason, they don't care whether they are getting into Vaikuntha, hell or heaven, whatever the Lord desires is okay. All that they want is they want to hold the lotus feet of the Lord in their mind at the time of quitting their body and all other time also. They want to keep seeing the face of the Lord all the time. After quitting the present body, they don't want to miss him. So, but there is a fear that if because now I am seeing by using my glass, if the glass is removed, will I be able to see? That is the question. So the material body is having the eyes, which is called a glass, eyeglass. And using that, the soul is seeing everything actually. And the soul is seeing everything through the eyes. Eyes is the glass that is worn by the soul. When this particular eyes, like you wear a red glass, everything would look like red. You wear a green glass, everything would look like green. So the soul, unfortunately, is wearing a material glass, which is called eyes. So it sees everything as matter. And when it quits that particular glass, then it can see transcendental vision if it is under the bona fide spiritual master in the proper time. So here is the very beautiful point we need to understand, that after quitting the present body, that means I'm just removing the material eyes and seeing Krishna as he is. So with this material eye, I cannot see Krishna anymore. Krishna is very kind that he has appeared even to be seen by material eyes during his 5,000 years ago in the Kurukshetra war. So that is his kindness. He can appear to even materialize if he so desire. So a Vaishnava is never puffed up. And the Lord is giving complete guarantee to his pure devotee that my devotee will reach my abode. This is already promised by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita. So Bhishma Deva is telling that as long as I am not quitting this body, this also tells that Bhishma Deva is not an ordinary person, that Yamadutas can come and snatch him away along with this subtle body or so. Absolutely not. Bhishma Deva is so powerful that he can stay in the body as long as he wants to stay in that. So Sandanu Maharaj, who was the father of Bhishma, has given in this benediction when Bhishma took the vow of celibacy. So this is another important feature about the Bhishma, that he can, at his own sweet free will, he can quit the body. So he wants to wait till he sees the Lord before him in the 400 form of Narayana feature that he has been worshipping in his house every day. So he wants to concentrate upon that particular form, and he wants that form to be seen at the time of quitting the body, and he can hold himself as long as he wants in this material body. That is his benediction. So he's so very powerful, and so he wants to be trance in that meditation on the form of the Lord that he desired. So within his mind, by thinking of the Lord, he is sanctified, and he doesn't have any desire that I want to go to Vaikuntha, I want to go to Goloka Vrindavana, I want to go where Krishna will be available. No, absolutely not. He has no any desire. That he wants to just never forget Krishna and always remember Krishna is all that they want. If at all they want more, they want to be in the association of the pure devotees who is always engaged without cessation in the pure unalloyed loving devotional service to Krishna. So this is the only desire that a devotee, pure devotee, is very much hankering for. They never have any anxiety whether they can go to kingdom of God or Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavana here or there. No. They simply depend on the free will of the Lord. Whatever the Lord desires, I am totally satisfied. Whether it is a hell or it is Goloka Vrindavan, that doesn't matter for the devotee. Because he is always in the devotional service. As long as a devotee is engaged in devotional service, He need not worry about in which body he is, in which planet he is, in which loka he is. Absolutely, he has no worries about this. He is only with Krishna in the form by dint of his devotional service under the bona fide spiritual master. That's all a particular devotee needs all the time, eternally, even after quitting this particular body. So, and Bhishma Dev also wanted only that much, that he just wants to be in the so he wants to be simply absorbed in his mind. Krishna Padara Vindayor, Mana Krishna, Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayo. So the mind should be fixed on the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. This is recommended by Rupa Goswami to control the mind. The way you control the mind is to fix the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. This is Rupa Goswami telling in Nectar of Instruction also. And Bhishma Deva naturally is on that position. And he wants that his mind be always absorbed thinking of the Lord. At that time, he wants to quit this body. So this is the highest ambition of any pure devotees. I will go to the next verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, verse 25. Sutta Uvacha.
Suta Uvacha.
Uvacha.
Yudhishthirastadakarnya.
Yudhishthirastat akarnaya.
Sayanam Sarapanchare.
Sayanam
Sarapanchare.
Apruchad Vividhan Dharman.
Apruchat Vividhan Dharman.
Rushinam Chanushrunvatam.
Rishinam
Chanushrunvatam.
Nima நீங்களே சொல்லி
Sutta Uvacha.
Suta Uvacha.
Yudhishthirastadakarnya.
Yudhishthirastat akarnaya.
Shayanam Sarapanjare.
Sayanam Sarapanjare.
Apruchad Vividhan Dharman.
Aprichat Vividhan Dharman.
Rishinam Chanushrunvatam.
Rishinam Chanushrunvatam.
Sutta Uvacha.
Suta Uvacha.
Yudhishthirastadakarnya.
Yudhishthirastat akarnaya.
Sayanam Sarapanjare.
Sayanam Sarapanjare.
Apruchad Vividhan Dharman.
Aprichat Vividhan Dharman.
Rishinam Chanushrunvatam.
Rishinam Chanushrunvatam.
Synonyms. Sutta Uvacha, Sri Sutta Goswami said.
Suta Uvacha, Sri Suta Goswami said,
Yudhishthira, King Yudhishthira,
Yudhishthira, King Yudhishthira,
hath that
thought that
Akarnya, hearing,
Akarnaya, hearing,
Shayanam, lying down,
Sayanam, lying down,
Sharapanjare, on the bed of arrows,
Sarapanjare, on the bed of arrows,
Apruchat, asked,
Apruchat, asked,
Vividhan, multifarious,
Vividhan, multifarious,
Dharman, duties,
Dharman, duties,
Rishinam, of the rishis,
Rishinam of the rishis,
Cha and
Cha and
Anushrunvatam, hearing after.
Anushrunuvatam, hearing after.
Translation, please repeat after me. Sutta Goswami said,
Suta Goswami said,
Maharaja Yudhishthira,
Maharaja Yudhishthira,
after hearing Bhishma Deva speak in that appealing tone,
after hearing Bhishma Deva speak in that appealing tone,
asked him in the presence of all the great rishis
asked him in the presence of all the great rishis
about the essential principles of various religious duties.
about the essential principles of various religious duties.
Purport.
Purport. Bhishma Deva, speaking in that appealing tone, convinced Maharaja Yudhishthira that he was very soon passing away, and Maharaja Yudhishthira was inspired by Lord Sri Krishna to ask him of the principles of religion. Lord Sri Krishna inspired Maharaja Yudhishthira to ask Bhishma Deva in the presence of many great sages, indicating thereby that the Lord's devotee, like Bhishma Deva, although apparently living as a worldly man, is far superior to many great sages, even Vyasadeva. Another point is that Bhishma Deva at that time was not only lying on a deathbed of arrows, but was greatly aggrieved because of that state. One should not have asked him any question at that time, but Lord Sri Krishna wanted to prove that his pure devotees are always sound in body and mind by dint of spiritual enlightenment. And thus, in any circumstances, a devotee of the Lord is in perfect order to speak of the right way of life. Yudhishthira also preferred to solve his problematic questions by asking Bhishma Deva rather than ask anyone else present there who was seemingly more learned than Bhishma Deva. This is all due to the arrangement of the great wheel carrier, Lord Sri Krishna, who establishes the glories of his devotees. The father likes to see the son become more famous than himself. The Lord declares very emphatically that worship of his devotees is more valuable than the worship of the Lord himself.
Hari Om Tat Sat. This is a very beautiful purport of Srila Prabhupada. So, Bhishma Deva has spoken in appealing tone. He has declared that I am leaving this body and I don't want anything else to be disturbing between me and Krishna when at the time of quitting the body. So I don't want to remember Yudhishthira, Arjuna, Pandava, Kunti or anybody or anything. He wants to only know Krishna and nothing else. Bhishma is preparing himself to leave his body. At that time, the king, the Lord Krishna wants all the great learned sages who is assembled here, including Vyasadeva, to know that Bhishma is far beyond their knowledge, far beyond their reach. This is the beauty of Krishna. So Lord Krishna, he has inspired Maharaja Yudhishthira so that he can start asking questions on principles of religion, because all those great sages is masters on the principles of religion, and Vyasadeva is the literary incarnation who has written the principles of religion. But Bhishma is even beyond the scope of Vyasadeva, and Lord Krishna wants to prove that to the whole world, all the assembled learned scholars, that look at my dear devotee Bhishma, how intellectual personality is he. So he has induced, internally inspired Maharaja Yudhishthira as Paramatma in the heart. Maharaja Yudhishthira, he made him ask the principles of religion question, and he made Bhishma Dev answer the questions which could not be answered in such an eloquent way as Bhishma has explained to Yudhishthira by any other greatest learned scholar around assembled there, including Vyasadeva. This is the beauty of Krishna. Always he wants to see that his devotee is getting all the fame and name and respect and everything. That is Krishna. Which father does not desire that my son should inherit all my opulence and all my intelligence and all my business and to shine more than me? Which father does not will that? And this kind of willing came from where? It comes from the Supreme Father, Lord Krishna, because Krishna has this utmost desire that his particular devotee should be the most famous and most intelligent, most opulent and most big controller and everything. That is where this particular aspect has come to every father here in the material world. This is just, coming, everything is coming from Krishna. He is the origin of that. So Krishna wants to see Bhishma Dev in such an exalted position, and he wants every learned scholar to know Bhishma Deva is beyond their reach. This is a very, very beautiful thing. And so Yudhishthira started asking the principles of religion, questions on principle of religion. So there is a big question answer session now started here between Bhishma Dev and Yudhishthira Maharaj on the principles of religion. And another important point is that even most learned scholar would not want such questions to be answered or such question to be listened to and answering when he is on the deathbed. And on the deathbed, and Bhishma Deva's position is more precarious than others because he was lying on the arrow bed. You see, the arrow pierced through his body, not one, but many arrows. And he is lying on that. The arrows are holding his body there. And he doesn't have any independence to move his body here and there. So, and how much painful it is continuously. His weight is being pierced by the arrow continuously, and it's so painful. At that time, generally people won't even have the consciousness to seek or open the eyes. But Bhishma here is answering the question crystal clear, better than the best of the scholars available there except Krishna. So that is the position of Bhishma Dev. So here the Lord is indicating that though in the very precarious condition of deathbed, is not supposed to be asked such questions, but still he was able to answer everything. This is another beauty of Krishna, because Krishna wants to prove that his pure devotees are always sound in body and mind by dint of their devotional service, and spiritual enlightenment. This is proved by Srila Prabhupada again in our presence. So Srila Prabhupada was about to leave his body at that time. Even while leaving the body, the last word also, he was narrating Srimad Bhagavatam. He was translating, he was dictating the translation and purport of the Srimad Bhagavatam while leaving the body also. That is the beauty. He was so sound in mind and body and everything at the time of leaving the body. There is no record on this planet or even in the heavenly planets. So a person could live in such an enlightenment while speaking those wonderful knowledge and transcendental knowledge while speaking to enliven the whole world. He is quitting his body. This never happened, This is the history of only in our parampara, Acharya parampara, that is our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come, whatever the parampara has come here, they are every devotee, they are pure devotee. So all the pure devotees of that caliber, and Srila Prabhupada has also proved practically in front of all those disciples who are still alive, and those who witnessed it, and everybody knows that, and it is recorded. We have in the videos, in the YouTube, you can see. While leaving Prabhupada, what he was speaking, what was his last word, just see. It was just narrating the continuously purport to Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the beauty, how clear they are in their mind, intelligence, and body, and everything. That is called spiritual enlightenment. And in any circumstances, the devotee is always giving perfect words, perfect, listening, perfect listening to the questions and perfect answers they can give. And they can speak the right way of life always, even at the time of death. But in the worst case scenario, such as Bhishma or our Prabhupada, everybody has proved it. Yudhishthira, he also has been inspired to, solve his problematic questions by asking Bhishma Deva, though he knows that there are great scholars, more qualified scholars are present there, like Vyasadeva, Narad Muni, Sukadeva Goswami. Who is not there? All of them were there. But despite that, this Yudhishthira was also more convinced only when he hears from Bhishma Deva. So this is the Leela of Krishna. So he made Yudhishthira in such a way that he can only be satisfied by Bhishma. Not even he will be satisfied by when Krishna spoke. Krishna also spoke the counseling, he counseled, but Yudhishthira was not satisfied. This is also Leela of Krishna, because through Yudhishthira, he is the Dharmaraj, and so Yudhishthira, he wants to prove to the whole world, especially all those great sages assembled there, that Bhishma is far beyond the reach of anyone present except Lord Krishna. So this is a beauty of it. And Krishna always wants to give all the glories, opulent, everything to his son, his pure devotees like Bhishma Dev, Srila Prabhupada, and so on. So Krishna, who is the great will carrier. So this is the beauty. When you say Krishna, you don't say simply Krishna. Krishna, the son of Yashoda. Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. Krishna, the carrier of the wheel. Krishna, the protector of devotees. Krishna, the Satotampati. So always we call Krishna with some quality, that is very natural. It is not by rule, but, you can't simply call Krishna. So it is like that. So the great wheel carrier, Lord Sri Krishna, he always establishes the glory of his devotee, and his devotees are always glorifying Krishna. So Prabhupada is quoting very nicely here. The father likes to see the son becomes more famous than himself. Though where from this particular likeliness comes? It is coming from Krishna, the Supreme Father Krishna, because he likes his pure devotee to be more famous than himself. So that is how Krishna is declaring very emphatically that worship of his Tadiyanam Sevanam. Tadiyanam means his paraphernalia, his devotees. So their worshipping of his Tadiyanam is more glorious than or more valuable than worshipping of the Lord himself. This Lord Shiva was narrating to Parvati when she asked which is the best to worship. So that time he's telling Vishnu Aradhana Param. So worship of Lord Vishnu or Krishna is the most wonderful one. But Tadyanam Sevanam. But if anyone worships the devotee of Krishna or Vishnu, that is even more valuable. That is more valuable than worshipping the Lord himself, because the Lord wants to see his devotee is more famous. That is the purpose of the Lord. And that's the purpose of this particular verse. So Shantagopi, if you want to speak something on this.
Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Mugam Karodi Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatrapa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dina Tarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishwaram. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataga Swami Niti Namini Namo Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakata Damadaya Nagaragramatarini Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desadarani Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Jai. So I would like to hint some points from the previous verse, which is Lord here. The lotus face of the Lord, okay, the beautifully decorated lotus face of the Lord, four-handed form, is what Bhishma Dev's worshipable form. So he want to leave the body by looking at this beautiful lotus face of the Lord. So here in purport, Prabhupada is writing that it is confirmed that he will go to Vaikuntha. The liberation is guaranteed, but still Bhishma Deva doesn't ask for liberation from the Lord. My dear Lord, I want to go back home, back to Godhead. Grant me a visa. No. Pure devotion means, is explained in Nectar of Devotion or Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Very nice definition of pure devotion. Anya abhilashita sunyam. Anya abhilasha. Any other desire, no other desire. What kind of desire? Of course, the devotee should not have material desire because it entangles him. So going to Krishna and asking, please entangle me, please let me forget you, how painful it will be. So anyway, devotee will not ask for material desire because it is entangling. Whatever according to one's karma, it is arranged, then one tolerates and then just executes Krishna consciousness in a blissful way with a great enthusiasm under the bona fide spiritual master. This is the way of executing Krishna consciousness and practical life. So material desire, asking material desire is ruled out. But the question is, even asking for liberation is not advised. A devotee, a pure devotee, or a person who is aspiring for pure devotion will never even ask for liberation. There are 6 kinds of muktis. 5 kinds of muktis. What are all the 5 kinds of mukti? The first kind of mukti is Sayujya mukti. That is attaining the Brahma Jyoti. That only yogis and jnanis, non-devotees who are not performing devotional service, but performing meditation or mental speculative process of scriptural reading and analyzation, these kind of jnana yogas and Ashtanga Siddhi yogas, they will desire for impersonal liberation. Impersonal liberation is like an hell. Scriptures mention Kaivalyam Narakayate. The place where you don't have any association of Supreme Lord or any possibility of performing devotional service, that place is called hell, worse than hell. Okay. So similarly, so the Brahma Jyoti is where the is just above the material. So the people who negate material, but at the same time have not developed love for Krishna or not performed a devotional service, so they end up going to that Brahma Jyoti and fall down again and again and again. They fall again and again. And here they come and do philanthropic activity. They will build hospital. They will do welfare activity. They'll give good advice. So anybody who see us doing for human seva, philanthropic activity, you can understand he's actually an impersonalist, because again he's playing the role of a Lord. He considers himself as God. Oh, I can be kind to them. I will be merciful to them. I will be compassionate to them. I will save them from the calamities of material existence. I'll give them tips and advice to save them from material calamities. Each one's material calamity is due to their own karma. How many will you set it right? How many will you set right? How many cases will you handle? You may give some common principles. So one ass will give a common principle of how to handle, and another 100 asses will clap the hand. But all are asses. Blind cannot lead the blind. So enlightening somebody and engaging somebody in devotional service is the perfect methodology of relieving one from any kind of material misery. So that is also mentioned as when you practice devotional service, pure devotional service. The first 2 things which appear is Subhada and Kleshagni. Means all your problems are destroyed, and you will see that auspiciousness come, happiness, bliss. You will see a very auspiciousness in your life. So that will happen as soon as you start practicing Krishna consciousness. You will experience that. So only getting relieved from material misery, we need not get out of the universe into Brahma Jyoti to do that. One performs devotional service here itself, then here itself that material miseries are gone. Kleshagni, the first thing which manifests when somebody tries to execute Krishna consciousness. So these are all the characteristics. This is the characteristics of devotional service. So devotional service is like that. Like that. So, Sayujya Mukti. So, devotees will never desire Sayujya Mukti or merging into impersonal Brahman. Okay, then the persons who take up worship of Vishnu or Narayana or Krishna with a desire of Mukti. Mukti means liberation. But they add together the worship of the Lord. They add it. Then they will get some kind of liberations. What are all the kind of liberations they'll get? Sayujya Mukti is for impersonal person. That is merging into the impersonal person. But by performing service, somebody will get liberation as Salogya Mukti, same loka as Krishna. Sarubhya Mukti, Swarupa Mukti or Sarubhya Mukti, getting similar rupa like Krishna. Swarubhya Mukti. Sa means like him only, Supreme Lord. Sarubhya, Salokya, Samibhya, staying near the Lord. Samiba, staying near the Lord. That Mukti. These are all existing in Vaikuntha planets. Samibhya Mukti and Sashti. Sashti is having similar opulence like Krishna. Krishna is having opulence, the devotee will also have opulence. He will live in the same planet, desiring to live in the same planet. I'll go. So these are all the different types of mukti. And actually bhakti, pure devotional service, Suddha Bhakti, is above this desire for this kind of liberations. This is a Damodar month, very beautiful month. Similar, see, Bhishma Deva could have asked for the Supreme Lord is present, and he is proving in the previous verses that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. That very clearly he is mentioning, and he is very, very clear that everything is possible. He knows everything, Supreme Lord, and all the qualities of the Supreme Lord. And Sakshat Supreme Lord is standing in front of him. He could have asked for anything. But he is asking a desire to leave his body by looking at the beautiful lotus face of the Lord. This is the desire he is asking for. So here Prabhupada is explaining this is pure devotee. They will not even ask for liberation. What to speak of material desire? They will not even ask for liberation. They will always ask for loving, affectionate connection and loving relationship, mutual exchanges with Krishna and service to Krishna. So this is a beautiful Damodar month. We just started yesterday night. And from today onwards, every day we will show the lamp till next Paurnami. So in this month, we will sing a song, right? We all know that song. So again, I'm quoting the verse which is mentioned, because this particular song written by Parasara Muni, who is the father of Vyasadeva, very clearly explains what pure devotional service is, where a pure devotee is not hankering for anything other than devotional service to Krishna. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So this is the definition. This is the 9 processes, and the devotee desires only this. So Smaranam, remembering Krishna, is what he is asking. And Darshana, he is asking, looking at the beautiful face of the Lord. These are all loving exchange between the Supreme Lord and his devotee. So this proves that Bhishma Deva is a pure devotee, because he didn't ask for liberation, even though it is possible for him to ask for. And Krishna is called Mukunda because he gives liberation. And very easily he could have given liberation, but he never asked for. So similarly in that song we are singing, Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadim Va Nachanyam Vrineham Vareshadabiha Idam Teva Purnata Gopala Balam Sadame Manasya Verastam Kimanyai. So what does that mean? Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadim Va. So this varam means the benediction. So Krishna can give any boon, anything you ask, he can award. So Varam Deva Moksham now, this called Krishna is another name is also called Varadaraja, a king of boons. Vara, whatever benediction you ask, he can just sanction, because everything is under his control. So even near Chennai, there is a place called Kanjipuram. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there, and there is a Vishnu temple there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited there, and that place is called Kanjipuram, and the temple deity name is Varadaraj. So Lord Varadaraja. So what does that Varadaraja mean? Vara means benediction. Raja means king. Anything you ask, he can give. Anything. Everything is under Krishna's control. Very smart. He will just escape out of bhakti, because if he provides bhakti, if he provides pure devotion, then he has to come under the control of that pure devotee. Pure devotee, whatever he says, Krishna will do. So Krishna is called Varadaraj. He will provide all kinds of benedictions, but he will not provide devotion so easily. It's very, very rare to get devotion. Pure devotion. Material mixed with the devotion can be done, because anyway the material will entangle them, and they will surely use the devotion to purchase whatever they want. Like they will say that I want this, I want that. So insofar we have material desire, there is no issue. But when we are practicing pure devotion service, then Varadaraj, he will give all kinds of vara, including liberation, because he is given. So Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadim Va Nachanyam Vrineham Vareshad. I don't want. My dear Lord, I don't want mukti, even though you are a Mukunda. Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadim. What to speak of material, even mukti I don't want, moksha. So another characteristics of devotional service is moksha lagda kriti. Means one will disregard this mukti. I don't want to go to Goloka or Vaikuntha. Please take me to Goloka. Please take me to, I want to go to Goloka. This is not the aim, actually. So Prabhupada said, don't try to see Krishna, act in such a way that Krishna will see you. This is intelligence. Where Krishna should hanker, that we should live with him. Rather than we demand him by providing some devotion, any service, and then we demand like salary, that give me Goloka, give me a visa to Goloka, like is America visa, Africa visa, you get this Goloka visa. No, we are not interested in that. Varam Deva Mokshamna. So because Krishna is awarding Mukti, he is also called Mukunda. He's called Varadaraj, he's called Mukunda. But still here very clearly Prasamani says, no, Varam Deva Mokshamna. Nachanyam Vrineham Vareshadabhita. But what do you want then? What do you want? Yes, I want something. I want something. Idam teva purnata gopala balam sadame manasyavir astam kimanyai. This beautiful face of Gopala Bala be eternally be residing within my heart. So this beautiful Gopala Bala's face, the lotus like. Same thing Bhishma Dev is also asking. He could have asked anything. Vaishnava is very humble. So he is certainly approaching Vaikuntha Dama, but he is not asking even for Vaikuntha. He is not asking anything. He is not puffed up that, okay, like I'm going into Vaikuntha. No. So Bhishma Dev is saying that as long as I do not quit this body. So he says, 100% sure that he is going to go to Vaikuntha. But he is telling that, I don't know when I'll see you again, my dear Lord, you're in front of my eyes. So I want to see you as much as possible. I want to see you right now. Even though the great general, he can quit his body on his own free will. He got this benediction from his father. But still, he did not mind where he goes. Thus he did not. So that is why we are saying, Janme Janme Prabhu say, when we are singing Guru Ashtakam, whether I am Surga, I am in Naraga, I am in material world, I am in another universe, I am in spiritual world. Anywhere I am there, please, I always should remember you and never forget you. My dear Krishna, I should never forget you. I should always remember you. And I should perform devotional service favorably, Anukulya Bhakti. So I want to perform devotional service unto you. So this is the prayer. This is what he wants. Okay, anywhere I can go. Sukhe dukhe bhule nako vadane harinam korore. There are various songs. So we may be in any kula kotra, any birth. We may be in Surga, Naraka, wherever we are. But we should be engaged in the service of Krishna. We should never forget Krishna. This is the benediction a devotee will always desire. So a devotee will not mind. They don't care about death. And if death comes, okay, where I'll go, what is my destination? That also a devotee will not bother. But a devotee will really fear forgetting Krishna, and a devotee will fear offense to Vaishnavas. Only two things a devotee will always fear. A devotee will always fear two things. Devotee is actually fearless because he is worshipping fearless Lord who provides fear personified will fear Krishna. So much. So a devotee is actually fearless because when we come to know we are not the body, we are spirit, soul, we are eternal servant of Krishna, and this body is temporary. The things happenings, what are happening is temporary, and one day they'll all vanish. Like that, many lifetimes it has vanished, and we are still busy thinking it is very serious about the present life. It's a comedy. This is a comedy. So a devotee knows this truth. So he is out of this comedy. He knows, okay, fine, yeah, so what? Anybody who's born is about to die. So when I die, how I die, whether I benedicted anything, did I do any service to Krishna? This is what makes the life successful. So he did not mind. So pure devotee is never anxious to go back to the kingdom of God. So Lord's desire, whether to take him, Marobi Rakobi Joicha Tohara Nityadasa Pradituva Adhikara. My dear Lord, Even killing me and keeping me alive is your desire. And where you want me to go, I'll go there. And so doesn't man. Equally satisfied. He's equally satisfied, even if the Lord desires him to go to hell. Lord's wish. Lord's wish. Tolerate and he will cooperate. He will perform devotional service. So there is a desire, but there is a desire a devotee will have. Thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord regardless. So very, very important. Thinking of Krishna, thinking of lotus feet, engaging in service, thinking of Guru. In this way, this is the ambition. This is the ambition of that the mind is always remember Krishna. Never forget Krishna is the topmost instruction of all the instructions. So here Bhishma Dev wanted this much only, that his mind be absorbed in thinking of the Lord and he passes away thus. And that is the highest ambition of a pure devotee. So very amazingly, Bhishma Dev's characteristics is matching with the definitions which are given in our Rupa Goswami scriptures, which are instructed by Lord Chaitanya. And then now Sutta Goswami is mentioning that how Maharaja Yudhishthira were inspired by the Lord to hear from Bhishma Deva. So anybody who is lying in a bed of arrows, how he can give an elaborate instruction or something, it's not very appropriate to ask also. But Lord Krishna purposely wanted this to happen so that and Bhishma Dev will perform the service of educating Yudhishthira Maharaj on the principles of religion. And why Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking, what is he asking? Very wonderfully is asking. Explain about the essential principles of various religious duties, which actually means this is what is the occupation, this is what is the activity. Krishna conscious or principles of religion. Religion means accepting God and worshipping God. Religion without God is foolishness. So there are many people nowadays, spirituality is a big business and people come here and give various process. You meditate, you crack joke, you climb trees, you smile, you laugh. All kind of comedians are there in the business of spirituality. Nobody talks about God. And whenever somebody asks a question about God or something, either they speak some mental speculative words and close the chapter, they change the topic, or they crack some joke like a comedian or a clown and they brush the topic under the carpet. Oh, why do you need to know your life? You cannot manage. Why do you know about death or something like that? Till death, you have to be happy. That's it. Like this atheistic. These are all atheistic in nature. But the spirituality has become a very big business. Giving good advice and this and that, and without Krishna. So totally unauthorized. So here, Maharaja Yudhishthira, the king's duty is to re-establish the religion under the guidance of proper devotees and Brahmanas. Brahmana means Brahma Jnanathiti Brahmana. The one who has the knowledge about the Supreme Lord is called Brahmana. But nowadays, now in Kali Yuga, everybody Kalau Shudra Sambhavaha. Everybody is Shudra only. There is no separate Brahmana, there is no separate Vaishya like this. So, one has to do this. One has to become a devotee of the Lord. There's no second thought about it. So that is the religious duty of this age. That is why they say the Yuga Dharma, Yuga Dharma, Yuga Dharma, the religious duty. So here, Krishna inspired Bhishma Dev to instruct on the various religious duties, even as a king, what he need to execute, even as a king, what Yudhishthira Maharaj has to execute. And this is inspired by the Lord. So why did Krishna made Bhishma Dev spoke? Even Krishna could have explained it. So why did he ask? Very simple. Answer is very, very simple. Because Lord wants to glorify Bhishma Dev. It is a very discomfort position. The position is very uncomfortable. Nonetheless, Lord Krishna wanted only Bhishma to speak this things and to show that how pure devotee is ready for service in any worst bodily condition of life. So, Guru Maharaj also has a very bad bodily condition of life. But we see that he is moving around and doing so many services. A normal person, healthy person cannot have such a schedule, cannot execute. So, So here the Bhishma Dev, the Guru Maharaj we are seeing in the difficult. So one time we were earlier when Guru Maharaj had stroke in 2008. At that time, everybody was suggesting various treatments. And of course, Guru Maharaj came to South India for Ayurvedic treatment because South Indian devotees requested, and also everybody suggested. That is a very wonderful, because Guru Maharaj was completely like he was in stretcher or in wheelchair. He cannot stand by his own or even with support. So he went to Ayurvedic hospital and took treatment for 48 days and came back for the service of the Lord and always continued his instructions which are given by his spiritual master, or the life-giving source for Guru Maharaj. Any bodily condition, same like here Bhishma Dev, ready, yes, this is my duty, and also Krishna wants it, so I have to instruct. So Krishna put Bhishma Dev into that situation, and also he made Yudhishthira inspired to ask questions from Bhishma Deva, and Bhishma Deva never complained. I am in the arrow bed. Why you are asking questions? Nothing, no complaint. Same way, Prabhupada, we see that when Prabhupada was leaving the body, he was bedridden, and even in the bed, in the last moments, he was translating Srimad Bhagavatam. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Srila Prabhupada, his bodily condition, he had heart attacks, he was very old. Even in that bodily condition, he was translating, traveling, and till last moment you can see that he is translating Srimad Bhagavatam. He disappeared by chanting Srimad Bhagavatam and purports. We are getting these purports. We should understand how valuable it is that Prabhupada has given his entire life in creating these literatures. So, similarly, Guru Maharaj also with this bodily condition, you see that he is moving around it's very difficult actually. If a little harder object is touching his body, immediately you can see blood coming out of his skin. So tender, it has become like a baby in the womb. So tender body Guru Maharaj is having. But still, the way he is performing devotional service is beyond imagination. So here, what does Lord want to do? Why Guru Maharaj had stroke? Why Prabhupada had heart attack? Why did Bhishma Deva in the arrow bed? But all three of them are performing devotional service. Why? Because the Lord Sri Krishna wanted to prove that his pure devotees are always sound in body and mind by dint of spiritual enlightenment. This is a proof that he is not an ordinary soul. Sri Krishna wanted to prove that his pure devotees are always sound in body, mind, and dint of spiritual enlightenment. So, and thus in any circumstances, devotee of the Lord is in perfect order to speak the right way of life. Guru Maharaj will be so tired sometimes, full day will be meeting, traveling, this, that, addressing devotees, answering questions. Then in the night, he will come to class. There will be very short duration. Already it would have been 10. He'll be in the bed, but still he is available. The devotees will be waiting. I want to see them in the class. Then he will answer some questions. So they are ready to speak the right way of life. The similar questions being asked again and again. He doesn't say that I've already answered it. Go and search this thing or do this. Very patiently. Of course, now he is arranging a system called e-care. But generally, Guru Maharaj gives answer very patiently. So Yudhishthira also preferred to solve his problematic question by asking Bhishma Deva rather than ask anyone else present who was seemingly more learned than Bhishma Deva. To look, there are many learned rishis. So if you see this translation, it is mentioned that the rishis were present in front of the rishis, the religious principles were discussed. So there are many learned persons. Yudhishthira could have asked those brahmanas or rishis, but Krishna wanted the glory of a pure devotee to come out. So he wanted the pure devotee to come out. This is due to the arrangement of the great wheel carrier, Lord Sri Krishna. So he's specially called wheel carrier because he lifted the wheel for Bhishma. So he establishes the glories of his devotees. So why Guru Maharaj is like this and how it is happening? Why Prabhupada had a heart attack and went in ship, and then we saw beautiful Krishna conscious movement God created. So here, like the Lord declared very emphatically that worship of his devotee is more valuable than worship of Lord himself. So very sweetly here Prabhupada is mentioning, like the father likes to see the son becomes more famous than himself. So then what did he do? Oh, the father likes to see the son becomes more famous than himself. Then there must be a tough situation, and the disciple has to overcome, the devotee has to overcome the tough situation. So take, for example, Bhishma. He was in the bed of arrows, but still he is going to give how to rule a country. The advice, or based on religious principles, he is giving the advice of how to rule a country to Yudhishthira. This is the example Krishna wants to show how his pure devotees are ready for service. In any situation, any bodily situation, the blood is oozing out from Bhishma's body, and there is a bed of arrows are there, and continuously is lying down, and it's certainly very painful, but he's tolerating, just waiting to go back to Vaikuntha. He is waiting. So even in the bed of arrows, he performed service. Prabhupada had a heart attack, even if that heart attack in old age, another tough situation. So you can get a proof that how some pure devotee, somebody is a pure devotee or acharya or chosen son of Krishna. The father likes to see the son becomes more famous than himself. So sometimes Prabhupada is really famous due to his books and guidance. Same way, Guru Maharaj is also automatically becoming so famous because Krishna likes to see the son becomes more famous than himself. Like Prabhupada, even after all the heart attack, of course, he established International Society for Krishna Consciousness and 108 temples all over the world. But now, Guru Maharaj's bodily condition, you see, even worst, very, very worst condition. But still, he is traveling, he's preaching. He's performing so many devotional service the entire day, in wheelchair, in chair, walking, like continuously talking about Krishna, talking about Gauranga Mahaprabhu, encouraging everybody to perform various process of devotional service. Now he's encouraging everybody to show Damodar lamp in Malaysia. They're all showing Damodar lamp. Very excellent. Malaysia is considered to be one of the #1 places, not one. That is the first place it takes in making public show Damodar lamp. So they put big camps, and they go to all the places people assemble in, even in public places, malls. They arrange a table in which they keep Radha Damodar or Yashodanandam Damodar, and they lit the lamp and make the people show, like kindly show, like they'll touch and you show, or you give them a small wooden lamp, and then make them show. So in this way, Guru Maharaj is enthusiastic in performing devotional service, and he is the one who provides enthusiasm to the devotees. Whereas actually, as conditioned soul, when we have fallen from spiritual world, we have gone into total darkness, and we have gone into complete forgetfulness of Krishna and also devotional service. Now somebody gives service and we don't know how to do pepper, we don't know properly how to do it. Because we have forgotten, that enviousness have taken over us. But the Guru, when he comes, it is like we have become like coal, the charcoal. But Guru comes and blows and blows and blows, and Guru Maharaj, kind of enthusiastic devotee, how will you identify somebody is a genuine Guru? He will enthusiast. This is the one when somebody takes Brahmana initiation, we will chant 7 Gayatri mantras, 7 mantras. And in that, one of the mantra is the glory of Guru, in which the Guru is the one who provides enthusiasm to perform devotional service. Any of you having any enthusiasm to perform devotional service, it is given by authoritative Guru. And when you are not enthusiastic, and some other thoughts, some other thinking is the Guru is coming and promoting something else other than devotion. First is he will perform very enthusiastically, and he will in that way he will encourage the disciples to perform devotional service enthusiastically, even though the devotional service looks very, very simple process, like going around Tulasi or wearing a tilak, watering Tulasi. These kind of things are very minute, small, kiddish, small, sweet activities. Big people doing big things and big project fools, they cannot understand how powerful is these processes are. And that Rupa Goswami is describing in his Nectar of Devotion, how powerful these processes, simply one single process is enough to liberate somebody. Only one process of this. in only one day you do is enough to liberate somebody. So what is it we are getting? What is it? How wonderful, great. Guru Maharaj is every day enthusiasting us, and his app he will write, okay, today I watered Tulsi. Today I went around Tulsi 3 times or 4 times, sorry, 4 times. In this way, he is enthusiastic. I wore tilaka, I applied tilaka in 12 places. This is the proof. Who's a acharya, who's a guru, is already given as a secret mantra in Gayatri to a person who is initiated. So Brahmagyana, the Brahmanas are very intelligent. And if somebody is a real intelligent Brahmana, will understand the meaning of Gayatri mantra, and they will know that the guru who is enthusiastic in performing devotional service and is giving the enthusiasm for the disciples to directly perform devotional service. Directly perform devotional service. Not beating around the bush, not talking about Krishna, not talking about devotional service, mental, speculative, foolish, material, asat. All the relationship in this world are temporary. And in the name of spirituality, that is being spoken. Broken relationship in our eternity is with Krishna. And we perform devotional service in order to patch it up and connect with Krishna. But that is not promoted. From that, you can understand who is bogus guru, who is a correct guru. Understand very clearly by the activities based on scriptures. When the scriptures gives the songs, mantras, we have Krishna, Prabhupada's purports. There's a definition will directly suit, and we are so fortunate to have Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, who is encouraging and giving us enthusiasm in order to perform the sweet processes of devotional service as authoritatively described in the scriptures, not own mental speculative ideas who define devotional service. Devotional service is already having a definition. There are 2 definitions which in Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami, Anya Vilashita Sunyam, Jnana Karmadi Anavritam, Anukulyena Krishnanusilanam, Bhakti Uchyate. Another definition given by Rupa Goswami for devotional services, Sarvo Upadir Vinir Muktam Tatparatvena Nirmalam, Rishigena Rishikesa Sevanam, Bhakti Uchyate. So Uttama Bhakti and what is Bhakti? So this is the definition of Bhakti. And apart from that, 9 processes is given by authority like Mahajanas. Any devotee Mahajana, not any devotee is not Mahajana. We already saw the definition of Mahajana. Mahajana has seen the Krishna directly. Not, oh, you're a devotee, you're Prabhu, you are telling it is correct, Prabhu, Maharaj, whatever you are telling. No, no. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, if anybody who is speaking without quoting scriptures is a cheater. Is a cheater. If there is no reference to his speeches, it's giving a mental massage to somebody, he's a cheater. This is the definition given by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So we are really fortunate to have Guru Maharaj who encourages us in the direct, simple devotional service processes, but are amazingly powerful. Amazingly powerful. So this is also Pancha Pandavas. There is an analytical story in which it is mentioned like where in Kali Yuga, the people can pull a great mountain by a small thin thread. A thin man was there. The thin man had a thin thread, and he put the thin thread and pulled the mountain came behind him. He was able to pull the mountain by putting this. So this thin thread is nothing but Harirnama, 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 Iva Kevalam, Kalu Nasteva, 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 Yatiranyata. Mukti, not only just liberation, but prema is possible simply by performing these devotional service. 1,000 and million times better than mukti or liberation. So simple processes, but very powerful, very, very powerful. Anybody can perform, even a child can perform, even an old age can perform, even animals unknowingly, they go around Tulsi here and there, they roam in the street and they go around. So in this way, the bhakti is the one, which is the devotional service is the only thing which can attract Krishna, nothing else. Not opulence, not intelligent, not very, very smart speeches and this and that. You can fool another fools. You can fool some fools. So Prabhupada said, we don't go by public opinion. We don't go by public opinion. We go by Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. We have Guru, we have Sadhu and Shastra. very clear. We have previous acharyas, we have books, we have guided, and we should really be thankful to Acharya Parampara and Supreme Lord Krishna that we are getting such a wonderful spiritual master, and all the verses, whatever is being described about pure devotee is suiting our spiritual master. We are very fortunate to have such a spiritual master, because what is that? In Guru Ashtagam, there is a verse which is coming, the Sri Guru, all the scriptures glorify. Tribhuvani, what is that? All the scriptures glorify you, my dear spiritual master. Sastra Sastrai. Sastra Sastrai Uttastata Bhagate eva Sati Kintu Prabhorya Priyayeva Tasyam Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam. Samasta Sastrai, all the Shastra declare his qualities. So Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Sastrai, all the scriptures. Other than that, no. I'm telling in Sri Guru Charana Padma Tribhuvane, all the three worlds are singing your glories. Scriptures also sing the glory of the pure devotee. So here we see that Guru Maharaj is 100% definition is suiting, because why somebody is, when pure devotee is put into difficulty, why he is having stroke, why he is having kidney transplantation, why his health is so bad, why Krishna is not coming and saving. This is all due to the arrangement of the great wheel carrier Lord Sri Krishna Chakrapani, who establishes the glory of his devotee, to show the glory of the devotee. Like the father likes to see the son becomes more famous than himself, the Lord declares very emphatically that worship of his devotee is more valuable than the worship of Lord Krishna himself. Because even I heard sometimes Preeti or Preeti was telling, I have a problem, Mataji, I want, ma'am, I want it, I'm feeling very guilty and uneasy. Kindly, how I can come out of it, kindly help me. So I asked, what is that? So she said that I really sincerely feel that I have more attachment to Guru Maharaj than Krishna. So is that wrong? Like Guru Maharaj is asking us to have devotion and all that. But I don't know, somehow or other in my heart, I'm having more attachment than to Guru Maharaj. So here the Lord declares very emphatically the worship of his devotee is more valuable than the worship of Lord himself. Thus, hence proved that it is an authoritative feeling, nothing wrong. There's no devotion more than the surrender to the divine lotus feet of our spiritual master. That gives all perfection. Prabhupada did only one thing. He offered himself at the lotus feet of his spiritual master. And today we have got a beautiful Krishna conscious movement. So nothing wrong in having such a feeling. In fact, it is an amazing thing which one should hanker for. Very difficult to get this attachment, and one should never desire to give it up or in the foolish mental speculative process. Somebody may comment, even in Vrindavan, everybody was commented that they are foolish, and the Dwaraka people thought they are very intelligent. Vaikuntha people may think even they are more intelligent because they are enjoying their thinking. But the rasa exchange with Krishna, what enjoyment Vrajavasis are enjoying, that nobody can understand. So in this way, whatever scriptures declare, so Lord declares the worship of devotee is more. Tadiyanam Sevanam. Prabhu mentioned very nicely that Shiva is telling to Parvati, Sa Aradhananam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhana Param. Of all the Aradhana, Vishnu Aradhana is Param, top. But better than his Aradhana is Tattaparadhanam. What is that? Tadiyanam Sevanam. Tadiyanam means the servant, his devotee's worship is more than his worship. So every day we do Prabhupada Puja. Whenever possible, we are doing Guru Puja to our Guru Maharaj. And then, of course, we worship the Guru Maharaj by hearing, chanting, whatever we hear from him. We hear regularly from him. We follow his instruction. This is serve him. This is perfection of life. Perfection. It can yield result more than direct devotion to Krishna. Direct devotion to Krishna may yield you mukti, but devotion to Guru yields you bhakti and also yields you the prema. Everything is possible. Okay, thank you very much. We are so indebted to Suta Goswami and Bhishma Dev, and in this purpose by Srila Prabhupada, where otherwise we cannot understand from the slokas translation that what exactly does it mean that hearing Bhishma Deva appealing to Tone ask him, very, very humbly he's asking, the presence, great rishis are present, but still Bhishma is not so very educated like that great rishi, but still he is asking the essential principles of various religious duties. So despite Bhishma Deva, he is in the deathbed. Oh, he's in the deathbed, why can't somebody else answer? Sometimes foolishly some people declare that, oh, Guru Maharaj is not feeling well, somebody else can answer these questions. If everybody can answer those kind of questions, then why you are not Guru? You go and initiate if you want to answer. So Guru will answer, and he has come for a purpose. His only sole purpose is to take all the souls back home, back to Godhead. That is the purpose for he has come, and he is holding on his life despite bad bodily condition, is because to fulfill the order of his spiritual master and save the spirit souls. And suddenly people will become very responsible so that they can take the position of Guru and answer all the questions. If you can answer all the questions like Guru Maharaj, then what is the difference between Guru and you? You cannot answer, you cannot think like him. He is empowered by Supreme Lord, you cannot. But already he would have answered. Based on that, we can give answer. If I break Ekadasi, what should I do? Don't give me, oh, it's a small question, I can answer why you should go to Guru. Have you heard from Guru? No. What is the answer which Guru Maharaj gives? I was also surprised because I have been a devotee in a congregation for a long time, a senior devotee I have been. But still, when I break Ekadashi, I asked what should be done. Then they said, okay, from the minute you understand it's Ekadashi, then you follow. But anyway, your broken is broken only. So breaking Ekadashi is considered very, very bad. Then later, when I came to know that from Rajeshwara Prabhu, that Guru Maharaj is telling that if you break any Ekadashi unknowingly, then you can fast for that Ekadashi on Trayodasi. But you cannot fast on Dwadasi. So you continue fasting. Means on Ekadasi, if you break, don't think, okay, I've broken, so I'll continue to eat grains. Not like that. Continue to fast on Ekadashi, but and break it on Dwadasi. And then go back on Trayodasi. On Trayodasi, you can be an Ekadashi fasting. This is mentioned in Hari Bhakti Vilas or authorized scriptures. Guru Maharaj 100% speak on authorized scriptures, and anybody who comments on it has not read the scripture, not read the purport, not read anybody who comments on Guru Maharaj anything. And they say they Pandava Nirjala Ekadashi. Now recently, it was a big shock for me that Guru Maharaj doesn't recommend, like it is not recommended, that Pandava Nirjala Ekadashi is for the person who has broken Ekadashi. This is a wrong statement I have given you. I'm really sorry for doing this because of my long time staying in a congregation. And it is a very popular popularity, not by purity, but by popularity. Some wrong things are coming. So Pandava Nirjala Ekadashi is one of the Ekadashi, and Guru Maharaj commented that Rajeshwara Prabhu told me that that Pandava Nirjala Ekadashi is for Bhima only Bhima. Specific instruction will not, like Prabhu always says that Gargamuni should get married. Like Prabhupada said that, oh, Gargamuni, oh, he's there. Okay, he has to get married. Gargamuni should get married, he declared. Can I take it as a quote and put it everywhere? Even Gargamuni should get married. So Prabhupada ordered all of us to get married. So can all the brahmachari, sannyasi, everybody get married? We cannot say that. So there are specific, sometimes we see people quoting from letters, quoting from conversation in the middle of the conversation. They don't know what is before that and what is after that. Just pick up a small portion, whatever is pleasing to them, they will take it and make a quote. So it's a kind of little dangerous, not little, it's very dangerous to do this. So same way, kindly understand. Now I ask forgiveness if I have given you that information. I ask forgiveness. And Pandava Nirjal Ekadasi is also another one Ekadasi. You can be either Nirjal or you can be taking regular Ekadasi Prasadam. There's no need to be specific. But in case if you break any Ekadasi, the remedy is not Pandava Nirjal Ekadasi, but the remedy is you fast on Trayodasi for Ekadashi. On Ekadashi, continue to fast the moment you realized that you're broken. From that moment, you continue to fast and break it on Dwadasi. Dwadasi breaking is more powerful than Ekadashi. So you break it and then do it on Trayodasi. So in this way, we should always be sticking with what Guru Maharaj is saying, and our preaching also should be based on what Guru says. Then we are unbroken chain of disciplic succession. We are representative of Acharya Parampara only when we don't manipulate. When we manipulate, we are starting our own broken branch. There may be many people followers. It may be pleasing to people. Ek titar ke titar bahut titar. Like when a duck is going, it's not swan. We are not going behind Rajahamsa. We are going behind duck. So when a duck is going, then many ducks will follow. Then a broken parampara, broken branch. There can be many followers. Even there are cinema actresses having many followers. So many famous people are having followers. Nowadays, any Tom, Dick and Harry is having followers. So you may also have a follower in the name of spirituality. You're starting your own thing. Unless otherwise you don't manipulate. Sometimes people again and again ask excuse to talk against the scripture, saying that, no, people will not accept whatever directly Prabhupada, what he said. People will not accept if I say directly about Krishna or directly Prabhupada. If I say, they may not accept. So I'm telling like this. Excuse me, Prabhupada directly spoke about Krishna. Whatever Prabhupada spoke, hundreds and hundreds of Westerners became devotee, baby. What other proof is required that it will work? That preaching will work. Nobody can claim right because Gaudiya Math was there, because association. He had God Brothers Association. So he was able to preach. And no drama. Prabhupada was non-deviant from his Guru Maharaj and Acharya Parampara. And he went without compromisation. He told the truth. And many Western countries from New York, London, Los Angeles, everybody became devotees. What proof you require that you won't speak about Krishna in order to market Krishna? Prabhupada spoke. Prabhupada gave the original Aushadha. And the medicine worked. It sold. So don't give an excuse that no, directly this will not work. That will not. That's your mental speculation because you don't have a faith. You're a mental speculator. You want to deviate. You want to create your own parampara. You're not. So you're neither with the Guru Parampara, nor with Prabhupada, nor with the scriptures. You are having your own mental speculative, foolish, some so-called preaching and declaring yourselves Kali Kukur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is pointing out these kind of people as Kali Kukur. Then the neck there will be Kantimala and the head there will be a Tilaka and they'll be totally deviated. And they'll tell so many past stories, this story, Mahabharata, Manu Samhita, all stories will come except the Acharya's teachings. And direct. So there's no guts because there's no faith. Adav Sraddha. Faith is the beginning of devotional service. Rupa Goswami is telling Adav Sraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. One by one he is taking us. So Sraddha itself is missing. Then there is no devotion at all. So it's a bogus devotion. So it will yield some result. Even bogus devotion will yield some result. But they cannot be Acharya or teachers. Their personal practice itself is weak. So they cannot be a guide. So you should be very careful about any bogus propaganda. And you should stick back to Srila Prabhupada and his purports. The purports are amazing nectars, and they nourish us. We as a spirit soul, we as a devotee, this purports nourishes us and gives us a vision. So we should be very carefully and nicely reading Srila Prabhupada's purports. Everybody can be empowered. There are not only special people who are empowered and there are special people who are leaders, not like just wearing saffron or something. Everybody, male, female, young, old, everybody, Indian, American, doesn't matter beyond the bodily concept. By reading Srila Prabhupada's purport sincerely, we'll all be empowered with the right vision and of absolute truth, right understanding of absolute truth and devotion. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Any questions, comments, or realization?
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hari Bol.
I have few realization I wanted to share.
Yes. Welcome.
When I was reading this purport, ma'am also highlighted, you also highlighted, and when I was reading just this line that Lord Shri Krishna wanted to prove that his pure devotees are always sound in body and mind by dint of spiritual enlightenment. At that time itself, only one person came in my mind, that was Guru Maharaj. And I was just wondering, like, few days back also, like one of the devotee who is already like on 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam and was asking like why Guru Maharaj is like this and that. And I was just wondering what kind of purport he read and what kind of teachings he got. Like he's asking, only one line is finishing off like his question, like why Guru Maharaj is with this and that. I was able to answer, but I was also wondering something I could get from purport or shastra, something like that. And like I was just praying to Guru Maharaj, and like after 2-3 days only, I got this line. So and in the last line also, like ma'am told that was me only who in Mayapura, I was sharing this to ma'am that sometimes I feel like am I doing some aparadha or what, like because I have more attachment to Guru Maharaj than Lord. So she told the same thing, and today I got the answer also from the Prabhupada's purport that worship of his devotee is more valuable than the worship of the Lord himself.
Haribo!
And few things like we were, ma'am was telling about this liberation and all. I also had a conversation with many of the devotees, and they will be like, what is your plan for in spirituality, your aim, achievement, something like that. And I will be like, no plans, no achievement. It's like whatever, I'll go with the flow, whatever my guru will suggest, and like that. And they'll ask, you don't want to go back to Godhead and something like that. And I was just wondering, this liberation and all, I never thought of it. But one moment, even in this material world, and this Guru Maharaj, that moment itself, I want to see. So that experience itself is like beyond this world. Even I never felt that. So what to think of this liberation and all when Guru is not there, like that. So I was just wondering, and many things like ma'am told about liberation and how she explained about this Varam Deva Moksham. I was just wondering, every year we will sing this song, and then also like devotees are asking these questions to me about moksha and all, and how she told like pure devotee will not even ask for liberation, and like that. So this 2 purport, like today, it was very nice, and I was just thinking like how fortunate we are. We got Guru, and with Guru we got the both of you. Like every line by line, how you are explaining. Even if we are listening, we are getting many answers in our daily life. And ma'am was telling about like how Guru Maharaj is enthusiastically doing spiritual activities, devotional services, and like he is guiding us also. And I was just wondering, like, even though physically he's not present now, he is not coming in Zoom and all, like in KCS app, he is updating everything. It's like when we were kids, like our parents used to tell us like, hey, wake up early in the morning and do this thing, that thing, like that, and we will follow that. Sometimes they are not present, we won't do that. So it's like our habit. But even if Guru Maharaj is not with us, he is doing, I am doing this, I am putting till at the 12 part. So for me, in Jesse's app, when it's coming, even if I'm forgetting night, I say, oh, I didn't put, I have to put. Oh, I didn't do that, I have to do, like that. So how, same time, people are asking of association. Even if I'm alone, Guru Maharaj is giving association. No one is there, like Guru is there, like who is giving association. At the same time, encouraging how to do small things, which is very like, we may forget and we won't do, and we will think that this is a small thing we won't do, and he is doing and he is asking us to do. He's making us to do. So that is the kind of realization I wanted to share. Thank you.
Jai, so wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Anybody else, please? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So we want you to share the realization like Preeti is sharing, like Saurav shared, and like Deepu shared. Sometimes Deepika shares. So this has to be there interactively. And every day, at least 1 or 2 persons should get the realization about that purport, so that we all will see that how the gradual realization comes by same Srila Prabhupada books to different person at different level according to Ye Tatmam Prapatyante Tam Tatayo Badamneham. So we can realize all of us together can see the growth rate of spirituality, consciousness in every one of us, and we can share that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Preeti, so much. So Grandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Paditapan Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
पतित पावन श्रील गुरु महाराज की जय, भागवत सत्संग की जय, वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा
जय
यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. So,
जय
possible tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, chanting and followed by Srimad Bhagavatam class. And I would recommend if time permits,
Krishna book reading timing, you continue reading Krishna book. Chapter அது பண்ணு. ஏன் பண்ண மாட்டேங்கிற?
என்ன பண்ணோம்? என்ன பண்ணோம்?
இல்ல அவளை மியூட் யார் கத்தறவங்க மியூட் பண்ணுவாங்க. Preeti, actually the Krishna book we have been reading during Janmashtami. And we can continue reading during Kartik month in the nights sometime, half an hour or 1 hour.
Yes.
Every day. So 9 to 10, or you find out the timing, suitable timing for everybody.
Okay.
Because when Guru Maharaj comes, it can be after Guru Maharaj class. But for another 10 days, we don't know. But Bombay, he may start taking classes. Till then, in the night, we are available. We are free, no? Like, so we can read Krishna book.
Yes, ma'am.
Instead of Guru Maharaj class, we can have our reading.
Yes, ma'am.
Same 7:30 to 8:30 or 8:30 to 9:30.
Okay, ma'am.
8:30 to 9:30 we can have. You find out the timing and tell. Huh?
Sure, ma'am.
In the
If there
group,
is,
we will
if
discuss.
there is Guru Maharaj class, that day we will leave it. If there is no Guru Maharaj class, then we will read. So right now for another 1 week, I don't think there will be a Guru Maharaj class.
Okay.
Because he's traveling to Chennai and then Chennai to Bombay, though 1 week there won't be. Okay.
Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande.